We've travelled 11 miles from the Shannon to here. This is the River Brosna and it's not too far from the town of Burr. We've got 75 pounds of fish in our keep net, which is dwindling quite rapidly with the poor results we've had of late. And well, this is a beautiful little game river, the Little Brosna. It's a wild trout fishery. It also contains some salmon. We badly need some fish. We know we're not going to catch a lot here, but this is now about topping up along the way, Mick, I think.
Yeah, and I don't want to burst your bubble, Matt, but I agree with you. It is a beautiful location. The habitat for wild brown trout is perfect, but earlier on I did see a car pull up and the four lads got out, worm gear, spinning gear. I'm not saying they haven't got a right to fish, they have, but that makes fly fishing very, very difficult, following on after that.
Yeah, you could be right, but we've got no choice. We're badly in need of fish. The Shannon is very, very out of sorts, and although this river's running high with some colour in it, if we could just pick up a few trout, a few valuable pounds, it would all help. Oh, it's a beautiful piece of water.
There's a few small fish rising over there, but they're very small.
Very small, yeah. I mean, wild trout generally don't get too big, but apparently this river does get some big trout that come out the lochs.
I mean, if we stay on till the evening, there may be a bit of a rise.
Well, that's what I'm hoping, but I take on board what you're saying about other people fishing. Of course, it doesn't really help, but we'll give it a go.
Yeah.
Well, there's not much of a back cast here, so a roll cast is very, very useful. It's basically a cast used by the fly fishermen to put the fly back in the water without having to bring it behind you where the trees or the undergrowth that's growing quite close to the river will catch up with it. And it's actually a great cast for little rivers like this one. You know, if you want to, you can cover the whole width of the river without any fear of snagging up behind you. I'm putting an upstream mend into the line just after it touches here, just to try and slow it down because the river's carrying extra water and it's moving quite quickly. And it's noticeable if I put that mend in upstream, it really slows the fly down and gives it time to get to its proper depth, really. So if you want to slow your fly down and its movement through the water, then use an upstream mend, whether you're dry fly or wet fly fishing. And then with the roll cast, use that on situations like this where you're trying to cast near to dense cover. And so it's trouble-free, effortless fishing, really, once you get into the swing of it. Well, predictably, I suppose, and Mick will say I told you so, we've worked our way down this beautiful stretch of river with absolutely no result whatsoever. One little tiny pluck on the fly. I can tell it was a small fish. And we're just trying to get our heads around what's going on here. We've found some places the commercial fisheries have been full of fish, but you'd expect that. They're stocked and policed. But the wild fisheries and the rivers have been very, very poor. Now, we understand that it's been an exceptionally wet spring here in Ireland and that has made the rivers fish less well than they should. But inevitably, we can't help but comment on some of the things that have been said to us. The fact that the fishing is in decline, both the coarse and game fishing. There's no question either that there's an awful lot of unhelpful non-sport fishing going on. We were just walking back up the bank there. We met a couple of local guys and they were telling us that last week there were some lads caught on here with 100 small trout in a bag, little tiny immature fish. And that's going on all over the country, unfortunately. There's been a huge influx of people from other countries who've got a different culture. There's quite a long tradition of poaching here in Ireland anyway, and I'll be brutally honest with you at this stage, I think it's all getting a little bit out of control, and I think Mick does too. But all of it adds up to a pretty gloomy scenario, and it is very frustrating when you construct a route based on information given to you on the internet and in literature, and then when you find that the fish stocks have really collapsed, it's very, very frustrating. But I know there's still some good fishing to be had in Ireland. We've got to put that behind us. We've got to get on the road, and basically, I think we've got to find somewhere with some fish in it.
haven't had any pike yet, have we?
No, no pike. Well, the conditions have been all wrong, haven't they?
Well, look, there's a camper van just like ours in front.
Oh, there is, yeah. On the long and winding road.
Matt, can you go in this boat? Step over.
Well, things are now going from bad to worse because it's taken 59 miles to get to this place from where we were on the Shannon. This is Loch Sheelan. It's a place I've always wanted to fish, but not really in these circumstances because our keep net is now depleted to 16 pounds of fish. Now from here to Dublin it's about 60 miles, which means somehow in the next few days we've got to catch 44 pounds of fish here on Sheelan and maybe on Loch Rama tomorrow. And quite honestly, that ain't going to be easy. Sheelan's a big lake. She's over 4,000 acres in size. Famous, of course, in the past for its brown trout fishing. Still contains some very big brown trout, but the numbers are way down on what they were in previous years. The fishing at the moment apparently is slow for the trout, so we've decided to gamble for the next couple of days at least on fishing for pike here at Sheelan and then on Loch Rama. And quite honestly, it's only with pike, Mick, I can see us hauling our way out of the cart. So the bottom line is this: we've got to catch them. There's plenty of rocks here, Sir M.
Troll inside in this bay here at the
Troll
moment.
into here?
Yeah, we'll turn around and
Okay.
have a go
Are
from
we
the
going to
island.
troll the edge of it, Bill, do you
Yes,
think?
we'll troll from the edge.
Yeah.
Back from the island here.
Okay.
I think we might be better with shorter casts close to the reeds, maybe, I think. Did they say there's a lot of bream in here?
There are some, yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen them
Yeah.
porpoising out the middle of the lake.
Yeah. I presume the roach can come up from the Shannon as well.
When I look at the journey ahead, what we've got in the rest of Ireland, some large, difficult waters to fish, the loch systems, then the run into Dublin, then we get the other side and we're going through Wales. It's not exactly fish-rich country, and, well, at the moment, I think the wheels come off our game plan.
I mean, mate, oh, I've lost it. Well, I've just had the first hit of the day, for me anyway, and it was on and then it was off, and the way it flapped about, I think it was a trout. Quite a nice trout, actually. I would like to have caught it.
Yeah, it's good trolling speed. Very good. Habitat we've just been over, there's all cabbages under the water. Absolutely perfect. Well, we've worked our way up to the top end of Loch Sheelan, where the river actually flows out of the loch. And having made our way through a sort of labyrinth of channels through the reeds, we've eventually come onto the river main channel itself, and it's really beautiful up here. Great pike habitat, wonderful cabbages in the water, lily pads. There's dark, mysterious water, but of course, one of the problems associated with Irish lochs is because of the protection of the trout. Pike have been persecuted over the years by the Fisheries Board and people fishing the lake, and we're really not sure what the pike stocks are. That's the thing that we're fighting against. But one thing's for sure, you will not find better pike habitat than this. It's marvellous, and quite honestly, we should be getting the rod dragged in. Oh, he's let go. Oh. I've just lost a pike of about 5 or 6 pounds. And normally I wouldn't be too worried, but I'm gutted. Did you see him, Mick?
No, I never saw him.
Yeah, I had him on for a sec. I didn't see him following this time, he just came in and took it.
Even a 5-pounder would have
Oh, anything.
been, a 3-pounder would have been. We haven't caught 3-pounder fish in the last 2 days. And that's,
I'd say it's about 5 pound.
I think we're on to a bit of fishing now. We've had a bit of interest on the fly and on the lure.
Bigger pike, Mick, that one. Maybe 7 or 8 pound.
Yeah?
There he is. Got him. No, he's not that big.
Yeah, you've got him all right.
I've got him. Oh, he's going right into those reeds, Mick.
All right. Coming out to open water.
Yeah, it's great.
Get a good chance at seeing you now.
Yeah, he's not a big fish, Bill, but he's a welcome one. never been so pleased to catch a small pike in my life. I've worked my nuts off here, casting like a maniac into the wind, but we've come close. We've lost 2 fish today and it's heartbreaking. What are you going to give me for that, Brownie?
£3.
Got a £3 pike, and I think that gives us now something like 19 pounds of fish in our keep net. We've got 60 miles to go. We're 41 pounds short, but we're still in the fight.
Well done, mate. Good job.